Okay, I'm not sure if this is completely working. Hopefully it all works out in the end. I wanted to try a bit of a different video format. So you guys, we got Shy Guy, we've got my notebook, and we've got my hands. Hopefully this is a slight improvement to random stock video footage that I find. Anyways, this is an essay from my newsletter entitled Love in Chains. I'll begin now. This edition is a bit of a different read. It's not theoretically heavy, though it may be on the emotional side. It is on the concept of love in the proletariat, which I view to be an enchanting window into the souls of both the worker and their society. Said love is under extreme societal, economic, and political conditions. It responds to that, very often simply buckling under the pressure. Proletarian love is both darkly and beautifully possessive. We refer to each other with a sense of belonging, of attachment, of necessity. We coddle each other with the restrictions of both our own action and the action of our lover. We love each other as our worst selves. We abuse our bodies and drugs as sport. We drink our days away together. It doesn't mean we don't try to be better, but everyone has a rock bottom, whether you've hit it yet or not. We love to a hopeless philosophical ideal. We cannot see ourselves without our partners, for it is within them that we have found parts of ourselves, developed into new human beings with them as a part of us. We can see our situations for how fruitless they are, but what else is there for us but one another? We love through pure hell, through cheating, manipulation, abuse. Is there a better world possible, where one can simply say goodbye without worrying about leaving someone completely stranded? That world is not the one we live in, for finding someone at their worst and pulling them out of it always comes with the cost of parting ways and watching them fall again. We take inordinate measures to provide joy to one another. In a bleak monetary hellscape of little control and even less means, we find the intersection between what we want to do and what can be done. We build things for each other. We create shared spaces, and we sanctify those spaces with our memories. Even being in the mere presence of our lover is enough to comfort us from an empty bank account, racked up credit cards, and approaching rent deadlines. We find solace in each other's arms, knowing that if someone came to take us, they'd have to take us both. We joke plenty, but never about our love for one another. The need for each other is too strong to neglect for the sake of humor. The value in a relationship comes from the time spent conducting human labor in aid to said relationship. It comes from those sleepless nights, uncountable times spent in hospital chairs and waiting rooms, endless hours spent on hold, and precious minutes spent without breath. It has a use value in the power of the relationship. As you grow together, your cumulative capability as a group grows also greatly. When you can communicate well, you can navigate tasks and challenges effectively. That comes with time and practice. When you know your partner well, you can save time and effort by preemptively acting on their needs and potential respective actions. That also comes with time and practice. But this love is special. It has no exchange value. You cannot put a meaningful price on a relationship. However, when these things are rent from our hands, when we lose our relationships, we feel the weight of their value and their loss immensely. If there were certain circumstances at play, we can easily become alienated and lose our trust in the common human being. I've often joked that cheating is nothing more than the exploitation of the emotional labor inherent to a relationship. It is just a joke, but I also think it sort of makes sense. When one cheats, the emotional labor spent on what is presumed to be the entirety of the lover's capacity is not returned with said capacity. The agreement is not met. Part of the labor goes to a value not experienced by the original party. So it is kind of exploitation. It's also a hot topic. Let's leave it there. To imagine the degree of passion within love as separate of class would be absurd. I have no data, no real fact to back this claim up with, but the rich don't love like the poor. The fire within our toil-hardened bodies is enough to consume even the most isolated of us. We will always have each other. Our love has a tremendous and unique use value as a product of our labor. As a collective, as a class, we must make use of it and spread its boundaries beyond the individual. It seems very much to me to have revolutionary potential.